Okay, everybody, welcome back. And if you notice that let's start my timer. If you notice, I might be talking a little bit quieter. It's because my dad's asleep in his room, and I am up at night. Whereas I did the other two videos in the, I don't know, afternoon time sometime. In between 2 and 3 or something like that. Right now it's 9 p.m., just after 9, and so I am just trying to keep my voice down. I believe, though, the microphone picks up really well. I kind of like this microphone, even though I probably at some point should get a professional microphone, maybe something with some noise canceling ability, because the air conditioning and the fan, the house fan, make a lot of noise, and you can actually pick it up on the microphones, so they're actually pretty good pickups. But and I don't really know how to baffle the microphones on here, because I don't exactly know where they're located. I'm thinking that you can't really see it, but on each of the sides there are what I presume to be holes for microphone. So maybe they're there. Anyways, I wanted to here I'm actually, this is actually the one I'm working on right here is this number 99. Devlog update number 99. And I already put a description of kind of what I was going to do, right? Because I have downloaded Godot and Unity, and I need to get Unreal Engine, and that's what I'm doing in this video. So, if you don't know, my name is Keith, otherwise known as Uhfgood, and I am making an adventure game, 2D point-and-click adventure game, but I'm doing it in 3D. It's not a 3D game, though. It's 2D and 3D. I hand animate all my sprites. The backgrounds, I think, are going to be, they might be projection mapped 2D paintings, but I'm thinking I might go ahead and actually do low poly hand painted 3D models, and they'll be hand painted to kind of look not real, and that's the reason they're also low poly, so that way the cartoon aspect of it doesn't stand out. I'm not a fan of here, let's see, I'm not sure which I can pull up here, but we'll go back to what Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So this is kind of where I identified the starting, or the major kind of push to put like this kind of realistic shading in 2D cartoons. So let's see, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it doesn't have to be a Jessica scene. Actually, you can kind of see it, not here. Well, yeah. Shading. Okay, when I put like cartoon shading, see if that actually pulls up anything. Actually, let's if you look at this, right? Let's see here. Oh, the sound's off. That's okay, because I'm not. Actually, it's all right. But watch when he pulls out the gun here. If you notice, the gun is realistically shaded, and while it looks kind of okay in his hand and stuff, and in the scene here, you notice there's little rim lighting and little, you know, bloom or haze or whatever around there, and then there's, you know, this kind of realistic dark shading um, around certain parts of the gun, and while it's fine, I guess, for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Because partly because it was a 2D in a, you know, live action world, three-dimensional world. Um, they started ever since then. They started most modern cartoons starting at Roger Rabbit. Actually, did do the uh, the two-tone shading, right? Two-tone cartoon shading. Let's see if I can come up with something here. It's not cell shading as in a 3D, you know. It's like this. It's like a tutorial, right? Some of these tutorials how to shade. Here, this is actually I don't know if you can tell it here. Actually, let's do it this way because it's really I'm trying to show you the thumbnail, but yeah, that's not really. I mean, it's, you can see it in the screen, but if you notice Homer Simpson there, I don't know how I can point to it without it going to stupid animated, you know. Okay, that's good. If you notice, this is a darker yellow because it indicates shading, and this is lighter, and then this is darker on his shirt. And so basically, ever since like Roger Rabbit, because Roger Rabbit was kind of a big deal in that they would do the 2D animation and then they would take it over to ILM, and ILM would do like shading passes. The animators would actually animate like where the shadows and the effects lighting were to go, and then ILM basically composited everything optically, I believe. This is just that ad thing again that I was telling you about earlier, but they would do that, and that, to tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of. See, it's coming up with cell shading. I'm not talking about 3D. I'm talking about shading a 2D drawing. Here, shading 2D drawing. But if you notice, I think they probably do this maybe in some anime or something. But I was never a fan of the two-tone shading in cartoons from then on, and it just annoyed the heck out of me. I like the old classic. If you go to, let's say, really any Disney movie, like pre 1980s probably. We'll say Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland, and I just want let's see here, best memorable moments. I just want a quick kind of here. You can actually kind of see it just in the thumbnail. Let's see if I can get a better. How about the birthday scene here? It's not very high res though, so I needed like a better definition of that because you can't really see what I'm trying to say here. The Mad Hatter destroys a pocket watch, maybe at least.
No time. Hello, goodbye.
That's 480. Let's Wonderland HD. I guess I could click on this best moments thing. It's just gonna have clips of it, but maybe it'll. I don't even care how much it is. But if you notice here, yeah, let's get a good pause here. That's a good one. If you notice here, I mean, other than the coloring here of the Cheshire Cat's stripes here, um, the background has shading, but the cells do not have a particular shading. Unless they're going for like a particular lighting effect, like a door opening and the light shines through kind of thing. Most of the cases, they have a special set of paints, colors for like say night scene versus a day scene, or dark versus a light, but never they never really did the two-tone shading. Let's see if I can here. Let's see if we can. You can really see it here. It's just a flat shading, and the backgrounds are still they're still three-dimensional, but somehow the Disney company was able to make it fit. I mean, it doesn't look too weird, and part of it is the readability. So they're trying to do the readability of the animation, and you know what? I think I'm going to have to change my description now because I was just talking about. But in this video, I did not download Unreal Engine and instead talked about what I liked about 2D cartoon animation. Okay, so that's going to actually be the full. Okay. In any case, see, we're getting close to the ending here of my time, but so let's look at Beauty and the Beast, 1991. There we go. And let's get a regular. Is there a regular scene around here somewhere? Here, somebody's best memorable moments. So let's actually. That's kind of cool looking, multiplaning and stuff. Now here it doesn't look like they did any shading, but if you notice, some in certain scenes here. Let's see, not all the scenes. Actually, it's pretty good because it's pretty subdued here. But if you notice, he's got some room lighting in. I guess the Disney artists back in the late '80s, early '90s realized that you don't want to do this too heavily, and so that's not bad. So that didn't bother me that much, but it was starting to get on my nerves because every cartoon, it seemed like, was doing this two-tone shading, and it drove me nuts. You don't need a two-tone shading. You don't need multiple, shading, three-dimensional shading in a 2D cartoon, even if the backgrounds are fully three-dimensionally shaded. Partly for readability, so that the cells kind of stand out more, and you can do it in such a way where it still fits in. Which is what I was saying, that I guess the Disney animators back in the day really understood. So when I say my game is going to be 2D in 3D, I'm going to be drawing 2D sprites, hand animating, but they're going to be in a 3D set, this 3D setting. And I do low poly, and if I hand paint them, they'll look like kind of stylized, like they were hand painted backgrounds, except for these backgrounds to move. In fact, I guess I have to go a little bit longer than I intended to here in this. I always seem to blow way past 12 minutes, and I might shrink it back. But anyways, that's not important. But let's go to Fleshers. Let's see. Sinbad. Sailor cartoon. Let's just do Sinbad the Sailor Popeye. And let's, yeah, I guess I could, meet Sinbad the Sailor, 36 color special. These are all going to probably be smeared, but, and I'm not going to show you the whole cartoon. Let's see if we can, Notice here? Okay, this is not a good example here. Let's bump it up here. Get old Popeye. Actually, Aladdin's lap would be a good. And this isn't a good one. Let's do the Aladdin. Alibaba, Popeye. Let's see here. Yeah, I know it's stretched, but it doesn't matter for showing what I want. No, dang, I keep on getting the wrong one. Let's try Aladdin. Popeye. There we go. Aladdin's Wonderful Lamp. There we go. This is the one I wanted to look at. Why do they always stretch it out? That's what I want to know. He needs to go into the cave. And let's see. There's a scene in the cave when he's... Dang it. It's not in here, is it? Alright, fine. Fleischer Studios 3D backgrounds. There is... Actually, we can... This is actually the thing that talks about it, but this is... We'll just give you an example. If you notice here, the ground is moving in perspective. In fact, if you notice the background, I know it's a little blurry, but each of these move in perspective. That's because they built little 3D sets and they suspended the cell right in front of it and photographed it frame by frame, and so it moves in parallax. That's what I was trying to tell you. That's what I wanted to do on my game. So it'll be kind of like this, it'll be kind of like that. I'll try to do it in such a way where, like I said, I'm still deciding whether I want to do full 3D low poly background, hand painted background, or just a hand painted background that's projected mapped onto 3D, because that might be better to match the two elements together. Anyways, I guess I didn't get to what I wanted to get to in this video, but I'm giving you a preview, I guess, an update of what's to come, if I can get that far. So I will go ahead and I guess I'll get to downloading Unreal Engine in the next video. And so I guess I will see you then. So thanks for watching.